Hello, how are you? I'm just chilling out right now, kind of burnt out. It's funny. Earlier, I was talking about how we are so negative in this world. It's like when doing my job, you know, doing my job every fucking day, meeting other people's in different jobs. It's like when you go see a coworker or you see a worker from another different job. It's like you're like looking at your enemy, you know. And it's funny. It's like when you go talk to them, and if you want some of them are pretty cool, and some of them are pretty fucking snobbish. Working work ethics. I thought about work ethics. It's like all we care about is concentrating on our job. But we don't give a damn about the person next to us every fucking day. It's like when I go out to different warehouses, some places they treat you like shit. It's like when you walk in a warehouse, especially for me as a truck driver, it's like you see rules. You can't do this, or you can't do this, or we'll refuse the load. Or it's like you can't open the door. If you break the seal on the door, we'll refuse the load. Even though they order the shit. And we had to be there at a certain appointment time. And it's like it's pretty fucked up how we are and how we're treated, you know, on this fucking planet. It's like you're one, you get treated like a robot. Two, you feel like you're lower than these people. It's like when you look at a guy behind a desk. It's like some of them are snobby, really snobby. And some of them are pretty cool sometimes. Depending on each one. It's like, but when you look at it, it's like you're like when you look at another corporation, you look at them they're your enemies, and they're your competition, especially like other truck drive, for truck driving industry. Other trucking companies is our competition. We had to the way that the trucking industry works is whoever the lowest bidder gets the load, which is pretty fucked up and pretty fucking you know truck industry is like the lowest bidder, you know, get the load, which is really shows you how fucked up and negative this world is. Yeah, I can understand they want lower bidders, but one thing they should include is the fuel costs. Which they do the fuel surcharge, adding on to it. Because it still they pay loads. They pay these corporations love low paying loads. And it's really ridiculous how it is in the trucking industry. It's like it's nothing but fucking. You can't survive if you're. I mean, the way they do it. The low. The low paying freight. Unless it's hazmat. Hazmat's the only thing that pays the best. But it's like if it's non hazmat, they don't pay shit. You know. But it's like it's just a fucking. It's always competition, in fucking trucking industry, and we get treated like shit in these warehouses. It's like if you mess up one time, they'll refuse our loads. I mean, talk about cold hearted. People in the fucking corporations and government, they're fucking cold hearted people. They don't have no fucking compassion. They don't have no compassion at all. When you're working, You're not supposed to have compassion. You know? You're not supposed to feel for the other person, you know? You know, for me, it was kind of stupid. I was delivering my load in Albany, Georgia, and, you know, I asked the guy if he got a ladder, and he says yes. So I waited fucking 3 hours to get a ladder, or 2 hours to get a ladder, and he was offloading my truck. You see, I figure if I get a ladder, I can take off. I have to take my placards off at the same time. Once you get done, like he tells me when to get done, I can do it. But instead, he waits. You know, I had to wait 2 hours for a stupid ladder, and then I had to waste another fucking, 30 minutes to climb up my trailer. It's like I stand out there waiting for them. So the way I did it, if the guy didn't want to fucking, the way I look at it this way, the guy didn't want to fucking give me a ladder, I unhook my truck and use my truck as the ladder. And then turn around, the guy didn't unload my truck. You know? He didn't unload my fucking truck. So he's waiting on me taking off the placards. So I kind of figure out what he was doing, So he only way he can unload my truck is when my truck is underneath the fucking trailer. So it shows you, it shows you how corporations and people that work for these corporations, just like us, they're all fucking backstabbers. Cold-hearted, stone-cold people, Stone cold people. That's how people are in fucking industry. I mean, you tell me that's not positive. That's negative. I mean, yeah, plus, the shit was fucking dangerous, and you have to breathe that stuff, which I don't get. The guy never wore a mask to take the stuff out, which is really ridiculous. That corporations are fucking cold-hearted. People who work in their jobs are fucking cold-hearted people. Stone cold, don't give a fuck kind of people. It's like when you have two different jobs clashing at each other, and and you try to be nice to them, so you don't. You basically have to kiss ass to another company just to keep the contract. You have to kiss ass to the company that you're delivering, Which is really fucking stupid, I think, Why do we need to kiss fucking ass to other companies, to keep contracts? It's really fucking stupid. I mean, that's pretty negative, Fucking negative world that we live in. It's fucking ridiculous.